Welcome to Screen Junkie Central. This episode is brought to you by Mafia 3. Family is who you die for. From Screen Junkie Studios in the heart of Los Angeles, this is Screen Junkies Movie Fights. Now,
welcome to Screen Junkie Central. We're so happy to do this. This is a dream come true. I can't believe we have so many of you here live, here in person and online, watching us on YouTube, Facebook. This is amazing. I want to take a quick moment to thank our sponsor, Mafia 3. We wouldn't be here without them. This whole event has been such a wonderful thing, and thanks to Mafia 3 for getting us to do this. In honor of that game's about revenge. It's an action-packed game. I hope you've all played it. We love this game. It's just there's this theme of revenge in there that we really wanted to try and play out here tonight on Movie Fights. Kevin always is so mad when he loses last week. We wanted for him, in honor of Mafia 3, to get revenge on us. So for today, he's going to be the judge. So I thought, here are two people that we thought would be fun to fight him. Bring them out. Hal Rudnick! Hal Rudnick, you beat Kevin.
Am I the only man to beat Kevin? Am I the only man, woman, or child to beat Kevin Smith in a movie fight?
You did, and he seemed upset.
He was calling foul. He thought there was like Screen Junkies bias or something like that.
But there wasn't. But he does think there's bias, and he thinks it's towards another man. That man is the current Movie Fights champion. How about a round of applause for Dan Merle? Look at these belts.
Did you get through TSA okay with that?
I just put it in my backpack. It's fine. You can fly belts. You can fly as many belts as you want.
Gotcha.
I feel like Kevin just thought I was going to give you every point.
Kevin accuses you of favoritism a lot.
He does. Well, it's only fair that he judged this. And I thought, you know what? If we need a third fighter to fight this, it'd kind of be fun if I fought this. So the three of us are going to fight. But the problem is, here's the truth. Kevin's a busy guy. No fault to Kevin. Kevin's not here yet. But we want to put on a show. Kevin's coming, and we love Kevin, but come on, respect to this. This guy hasn't had a break all day. He's working nonstop. I love this guy. But we're like, crap, what do? We got this audience. There's someone else, I feel like, who's out there, and I hope he's still out there. There's someone else who has a bone to pick with Kevin, and we thought, you know what? He'd be a good guest judge until Kevin gets here.
Bruce Willis.
No. Do we have him there? We do. Okay, guys. This is a surprise, literally. This just happened. I want you to give the biggest round of applause of your life because this guy just saved our hide to come help make sure we put on a good show. Ladies and gentlemen, Max Landis! Listen to that. Oh my God! Max, have a seat. Yeah, here we go. Do this.
Hello, everybody. I'm Thin Rainbow Kevin Smith. I'm glad Kevin wasn't here because I would have gotten nervous.
He might be here. But
I canceled two interviews to come do this.
How about that?
Because I fucking love movie fights.
Movie fights is the best.
And I fucking love the Emmy-nominated Screen Junkies.
Oh, yeah. We love you, good sir.
Woo!
Yes.
So I know you had a bone to pick with Kevin. Like, well, you guys settled the beef. There's no beef, but...
No. We never had a beef, but I thought we had a beef, and I was wrong.
Well,
I said, how come Kevin's never acknowledged me? And a bunch of people were like, you guys were tweeting together last year. And I was like, oh, yeah.
Well,
very embarrassing.
In this honor and thanks to Mafia 3, in this honor of revenge and this guest fight, we thought this is fitting. And when Kevin gets here, I might make you two fight. Would you guys want to see that?
Oh, yeah.
We're going off the books here, guys, because this is going to be an epic, one-of-a-kind exclusive here.
If he gets here
he's getting
in time,
he's getting here.
You're witnessing a very stressed out guest judge right now. I'm supposed to be two other places. Is everybody having good Comic-Con? Woo! I can't see even one of you. You look like a shapeless black mass. Just what I like.
All right, well, I have to introduce one more thing before we get this fighter. She's going to be helping us fact-check this whole show. You know her as the Red Fury, Alicia Malone! Come on by! Over here. Boom. Alicia's going to help us with the rounds, setting up the rounds.
Yeah, I've got my notes, I've got my laptop.
We have some fun stuff to go.
Yes.
All right, guys, should we do this?
Woo!
Now, Max, this is your show right now. You can judge however the hell you want.
It's my show every time.
Yeah, you can use the audience to help you make the call. Alicia will help you on the clock so we know how long the round's taking and we can keep the show moving.
Yep.
Okay, could the smartest member of the audience please raise their hand? Okay.
Everyone.
It's shocking how few
I'm gonna need by votes.
There weren't that many people that raised their hands.
I'm gonna need a yes on when I raise a finger. How many times did Donald Trump provably lie in his acceptance speech last night?
Oh, no
They were
politics.
all here. They were all here.
The correct number is 4.
Yep.
There we go.
All right,
do we get
Alicia,
it
you have
started?
the first round ready, yes?
Yes. So our first question, once again, we're sponsored by Mafia 3, and Mafia 3 is an action-packed game led by main character Lincoln Clay. So in honor of that, we have put 3 action heroes in this bowl. They have to blind pick who is the best. The 3 choices, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, or Bruce Willis. Who wants to have the first pick?
I'll do it.
Go for it. And then you have to fight.
Mafia 3, Papa bless. All praise to Mafia 3.
Yeah.
Oh, there's only one
I'm
left.
not gonna look till I say it.
Alrighty. Andy, you're up first.
I'll be
Max, you ready?
fighting Bruce Willis. Guys, let's say, yeah, sorry.
JTE, I got Mr. Sylvester Stallone, and I'm fighting for your honor.
Get in the chopper if you want to live. That's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Not really.
All right, Andy, you're up first. Max, you ready? Let's hear it.
Matt, you're judging. It's best action hero, best movie hero, whatever you want to say, it's the hero. There's only one effing hero in all of movie action, and that's John McClane. Yippee-ki-yay for John McClane. John McClane was an everyman who stopped Hans Gruber and his German terrorists. Every action movie since is just trying to catch up, even the new Die Hards. You can use those against me all you want, but that Die Hard is untouchable. You can't stop it. That movie alone trumps, I would argue, any of these movies, action movies alone. I would say it. Die Hard is the best action movie, I would argue, around. John McClane is the best action hero around, and boo! Die Hard is unbeatable. And now, here's the thing. Willis isn't just the action hero. Willis is an amazing dramatic actor between Sixth Sense, between Looper. His filmography is much more varied, and I think his later years, I'm sure some people are going to attack me on.
You're making a great point about your actor.
He's a very varied actor who's shown comedy. He's proved it in dramatic roles. And I think it's Unbreakable is a really good performance by Bruce Willis. When Bruce Willis cares, he's fantastic. And he's a fantastic action hero, and that's where I stand.
All right,
Okay.
Dan, go
Here's
for
the
it.
thing. This is best action hero. It's not best actor. It's not just had the best career. It's had the best roles. This is best action hero. Yes, Bruce Willis has a great action movie in Die Hard. But when you think about action hero, when somebody is describing a generic action hero, when they're trying to point out to a badass, somebody's going to kick a lot of ass, what do they say? Oh, we got Rambo over there. That's right, we got Rambo, and that was played by Sylvester Stallone. Sylvester Stallone was action. He invented the modern action hero. He's what Bruce Willis was trying to be in Die Hard. Rambo is the greatest action hero of all time. Plus, not only did Sylvester Stallone play Rambo in the 80s, in the 90s, he was in yet another one of the best action movies of all time, Cliffhanger. So not only did he rule the 80s, he ruled the 90s, he went toe-to-toe with these guys, and he put together the little singularity that brought all 3 of ours together. So Sylvester Stallone was action, he was Rambo, he was the 80s, he was the 90s, and he's the winner of this round.
All right, Hal.
Here's the funniest thing I've heard all Comic-Con. Cliffhanger ruled the 90s. That was not a funny joke, has been said.
Did Last
It's
Action
not,
Hero rule the 90s,
It's
Hal?
not a debate round.
Order.
No, but I'll give you a movie that was better in the 90s than that. True Lies from Arnold Schwarzenegger. Mother, father. Let me tell you, if you brought scientists and thinkers together in a laboratory and said, we need to build the perfect action hero, it would be Sylvester. Nope. It would be Arnold motherfucking Schwarzenegger. He is huge, larger than life. He's got the catchphrases. Let off some steam. He's got the filmography. You want franchises? Terminator 2, wow. The original Terminator, off the charts. Predator, oh my God, him and Duke. Running Man. Running Man is one of the most underrated dystopian films of all time. Arnold Schwarzenegger, hands down. He's got the filmography, he's got the catchphrases, he's got the look.
All right, Max, what do you think?
Well, I have some questions.
Yeah, bring it.
So, Andy, you just got wiped off the map because you're right. While Bruce Willis is the best actor of these three men, he is sadly not the best action hero.
Armageddon. Last Boy Scout.
Armageddon sucks. And
No, he's great in that. Last Boy Scout, Fifth Element.
Okay, Fifth Element is not an action
Die
movie.
Hard with a Vengeance is fantastic.
Yeah, but you're
I can
focusing
list
on one
movies.
character. You can say John McClane, but then you have a guy who was in The Expendables and Rambo and Rocky.
Mine was in The Expendables.
Yeah, except for he wasn't in
Barely.
Rambo and fucking Rocky. And a guy who's in Terminator, True Lies, and Predator. Bruce Willis, sadly, is not in the running.
But you're picking movies, and here's my
Go
problem. I would argue characters. John McClane is the
One.
best character out of all of those.
I disagree. I think Rocky is a more interesting character.
That's not an action movie. That is
Rocky
a drama.
IV. Rocky IV is an action movie. He beat communism to death with his fists. That's an
Well,
action movie.
We're talking about best action hero.
I have a
And-
question between you two.
Yes.
Sylvester Stallone, Academy Award-winning screenwriter.
Yes.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, governor. These men have done amazing things considering how many people they've killed on screen. So this is a question to you, and I want you to think analytically. Which of these guys loved it more? In their movies, who was having a better time, wanted to be more interesting? Because when you put Predator against Rambo, that's a fucking slobber knocker. That's a beautiful
It
movie
is.
fight.
And I think that you have great movies that they go toe to toe. But hang on, I'm fighting Stallone. I got to do this.
Oh, fuck.
Sylvester Stallone made a movie about an arm wrestling truck driver, one of the best movies of the 80s. I don't think Arnold Schwarzenegger could have done that.
I'll tell you who was having more fun. It was Arnold Schwarzenegger. Because several times, Sylvester Stallone's like, all right, now I'm gonna try to get that Oscar. And he never got the acting Oscar. Schwarzenegger kicked ass nonstop, and then he was in comedies that did well. He
Wait.
was having fun.
Are you saying Stallone was bad for being ambitious, for doing Copland? Are you
No,
saying...
I'm saying he was trying to
Copland,
get-
everybody. Round of applause for Copland.
I'm saying,
the Copland
I'm saying
Round of applause for
Stallone-
Dark Blue, not featuring Stallone, but give a round of applause for Dark Blue.
Woo!
I'm saying Stallone made a lot of missteps. Stallone tried to change his career. Stallone hung on to certain
How?
things too long.
Junior, Hal. Junior.
Twins and Junior were successful comedies.
Junior, you're sitting and
That's
telling
true.
me with a
What
straight
if-
face that Junior was a successful
Yeah,
comedy.
excuse me.
How?
The
Come
only,
on.
The only time Stallone tried to be in a comedy was, oh, right.
Yeah, A Stopper My Mom Will Shoot, which
Yes.
is utter garbage. Junior with Emma Thompson is a funny movie. At
was
the
making
time,
an
it was
Oscar
good.
joke.
But Junior is third behind the very funny Twins and Kindergarten Cop.
I gotta
It's
stop
not
We're
this.
getting off the
too
track.
long.
I gotta
It's best
stop
action
this.
star, and action is Rambo. When people talk about an action
Except for-
hero, it's Rambo, and that is
We're-
Sylvester
I'm
Stallone.
answering his question. Who was
Yep.
having the most fun?
No, this is done. I have to
Schwarzenegger-
stop it. There's blood on the mat. I have to stop it.
Schwarzenegger with
All
a
right.
wry
The question
smile.
was not what are the best movies. The question was not who is the best actor. The question was not who has done the most or who do you admire the most. The question was who is the best action star.
Yes.
Best action hero. Bruce Willis, brilliant actor in thrillers, dramas, and comedies, as well as action films. Sylvester Stallone, sadly, brilliant actor in dramas, thrillers, as well as comedies, and Academy Award nominated, like serious pieces. Only one guy literally has only done action with a few comedies in which he usually beats someone up, and the win goes to Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Woo! Hal gets the point. Woo! And I have to say, if you're watching live right now, you can tweet us, use the hashtag MovieFightsLive. People are loving this show so far. Patricia Carrillo says, Marl Dan just flipped the hat. Shit just got real. And also, Delisha Russell says, when's the last time Marl Dan put his hat backwards? Hashtag SJ Central.
The last arm wrestling tournament.
Of course. So we have heard that Kevin is on his way.
Yeah, we have to pull an audible. He's close. Hey, Max, we need to milk around here. Do you have a question? You could just spur of the moment. Challenge us for a real blind
We need to
vote.
milk around?
Yes.
Yeah.
I need
You
to
know,
save
we're
the
gonna
two.
need to
give me a little bit of
Yeah,
variety,
I
if
want
you
you to give us a legitimate fight here on
Okay,
the
you
spot.
want me to do a really good one on the spot?
Off the dome.
Tell us what we should be arguing.
Okay, only movies?
For us. Yeah.
Most frustrating film ending.
Most frustrating film ending. I love it. Who wants to go first?
It's a good one. Yeah, Max
That's a good
got
fight.
it.
All right. We're going to argue this until Kevin gets here.
All right. Hal, do you have one?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not
Dan?
yet.
Champ?
I will tell you, the end of Revenge of the Sith with Darth Vader going, no! That killed any momentum that movie had, and it put it in the trash bin for me, so I'll go with that.
I'm going to go Batman versus Superman. Dawn of Justice. You killed Superman at the end of the movie as if you didn't do enough goddamn shit in that movie already. You wasted one of the best books ever to kill him when Batman could have easily done that. And then you gave us the dust that he's going to come awake. That was the worst ending ever.
Okay.
That's ridiculous.
Hal.
Dark Knight Rises.
Here we go. He's getting ready.
No one went for The Mist?
I love that. That was frustrating. but
That's
in a
frustrating
great
in
way.
a deep way.
Okay, so I have a question for all three of you. And maybe this is taste, but is it just me, or did they choose 3 bad movies?
Sure.
So, of those 3 bad movies, which you sit through, I sat through Revenge of the Sith like this. I sat through Batman Superman like this. And I sat through Dark Knight Rises like this.
Can I argue why those two aren't right?
Yeah, please.
So here's the problem with yours. Who cares? It's over. We got to see
That's
Darth
not
Whoa,
true.
whoa, whoa.
That's not
we
true.
got to see Darth Vader. I
Exactly.
agree that scene was dumb.
I was
But
relieved
it was
the
great
prequels
because it
were
was over. And
No,
it's like, who cares?
no. This was the introduction to the greatest villain in Star
No,
Wars
it doesn't
history. And
matter.
the first
Ignore
thing he
it.
does is he goes,
Ignore
where's
it.
Padme? And then he stomps around like a goon
There's
and he
no
goes,
more
no!
prequels to worry about.
It killed Darth Vader retroactively, Andy.
It did.
It
I agree.
retroactively
It's
killed
not
Darth
great.
Vader.
But what's more frustrating, the fact that now we have a DCU where they don't know how to handle the material. And they wasted
Andy, we've had
an
that.
amazing opportunity
We've had
to
that for
kill
years.
Superman and make a good Superman movie.
That was one of the
That
only-
is frustrating.
That was one of the
because it's
only
out of our
intelligible
hands.
things they did in that movie.
No,
Andy,
it
at least
wasn't.
I
It was
understood
tacked
that.
on nonsense.
Andy, wasn't it pretty...
You're pandering.
Wasn't it pretty clear by the time we got to the piss jug that this movie wasn't going to end well?
I'm with you, but you're telling me the frustrating ending. It's frustrating that they tacked on such an important moment. And then my argument with Dark Knight Rises is, who cares? That whole movie was a mess. Why the ending specifically?
Wait. Dark Knight Rises. On the record, Dark Knight Rises is a mess, but Batman Superman, pretty not a mess.
I think Dark Knight Rises is better than Batman Superman.
You just said, oh! Go on.
It's a better movie, yeah.
You just teed him up.
Dark Knight Rises is a better movie than Batman v Superman. But
Talk about the ending.
Yeah, the ending, it was just too cute. Batman had such a cute, pat ending. Michael Caine was in Europe, and he sees Christian Bale having drinking in a cafe, and it was just too cute from the slog that we went on. It was too happy. I don't want that much happiness in my Batman movie. Maybe I want a little more grit and grime to my Batman. I don't want him gallivanting around Europe, hanging up his cowl.
You want that naked, dirty Batman
I want naked, dirty Batman.
rolling around in the mud, yelling about his parents.
Yes, like, a little bit of contentment maybe, but, oh, I'm off on my Euro trip, ta-ta. You know, I just thought it was a BS ending for one of the grittiest trilogies of all time.
Euro trip, Michelle Trachtenberg, Papa Bless.
But see, here's my final thought. Sorry, I don't interrupt
No,
the judge.
I just had a thing to say, which
ahead.
is one of these endings has multiple frustrating things in it, while the other one only sort of have one thing. So which has the most frustrating things? Because this one also has the, why don't you go by your Christian name? Robin! That fucking thing.
For the record, you said that, not him. For the record, you told
That's
him
because
that.
I'm totally on him right now. He is my loose
absolute-
choice because it's the best movie, so the ending is the most frustrating.
Absolutely. We got that cock tease of Joseph Gordon-Levitt being Robin, maybe taking over for Batman, and then, oh, I guess we'll never see that come to fruition. Thanks for that, little dangling that in front of us.
Okay, fine. I would say that Revenge of the Sith was George Lucas. It's like when you realize you have 5 minutes left on a test and you go like, oh shit, and you just write a bunch of stuff down because it was like Darth Vader go no, and then it was like Obi-Wan Kenobi like here's the baby, bye, and he just runs away and like everybody's get to their positions and it's like Luke, Leia, I'm dead, and it was like the whole thing was supposed to be set up for the original trilogy and it's like the last 5 minutes of the movie. It's like you had 3 movies to do this and you dicked around with pod racing, you Jar Jar Binkson and Hayden Christianing, and you did this in the last 10 minutes of the movie. This was supposed to be the last 3 movies. Sorry. Star Wars gets me very upset sometimes.
See, I guess I'm going with just frustrating in the sake of, like, these 2 things were finales that were disappointing to me. What's frustrating to me is there's a property that's happening, and they're wasting its material. There are multiple things that happen in that ending. They were setting up the Justice League. They're setting up the death. There's so much that they tacked on between that. I'm even including Doomsday through that. That ending just tacked on so much crap that wasted such an awesome
you
thing.
said
I think
ending.
everyone says we're DC haters. Batman and Superman are my favorite heroes, hands down.
Oh, The
And
Dark
to
Knight
know-
is like one of the great
right,
films
and they had a
of
great
our
trilogy
generation.
that ended meh. Batman and Superman was frustrating because you're like, what are you doing with this
But
material?
you-
I
but
have
you
to
not
live
even
with
for
it.
killing
This is
Superman.
It's not
and
so much the ending; it's a symptom of what you're
Yes,
you're
I'm calling
diagnosing.
it. You know what? I'm calling it. I've been convinced.
Yes.
I've been convinced. Dark Knight Rises is the best movie, but every time a new Star Wars prequel would come out, I would go, this will be the good one. They're gonna save it. And that moment, I hate you. You were the chosen one. I was like, is something gonna happen here? Is this about to be good?
Yep.
And then it was like, nope. And I felt Star Wars go away, and it never came back. Star Wars never came back. It was like, no, we gave up. So you know what? Dan.
Dan gets the
Wow.
point. Wow.
Can
Well-
we give them a speed round?
Yeah, and we have a lot of tweets coming
Or
in.
how am I gonna compete in
Devin
the speed
Yazzie
round?
says, Adelicia Malone, is it loud sitting up next to Dan and Andy? Yes. Very, very loud.
It's loud here.
It's very loud, and a lot of people saying that Signs is the most frustrating ending. Aliens.
Why would you invade
Water?
a planet covered in water?
Exactly, 70% made of water. Come on. And a lot of people, Max, want to know what would be your pick. Could it be The Mist?
I mean, The Mist is pretty rough. I actually just recently saw a movie that made me think of this called The Ones Below, and I watched it on a plane, and it was kind of a captivating thriller.
Yeah.
And then at the end, there was this super brutal twist, and I was like, I couldn't believe it. And then the twist of the movie was, no, actually, we did the thing that you thought was happening.
Yeah.
Like, they revealed the awesome, brutal, shocking twist is actually not what's happening. Instead, the twist is it's what you thought the whole time. And I went like this. They give you an iPod on Air Canada to watch it on, and I went, pff, I just knocked it over. I just looked at the ceiling, and then I opened Batman and Superman, fast forward to the Batman and Superman fight, watched it, and then the flight was over. So it's like, that's, I mean, like, probably the most frustrating film ending of all time is The Mist.
Let's give him a quick.
Yeah, okay. Well, getting word that someone special is in the building.
Let's give a quick speed round.
Andy Signor?
Andy's in the
Someone
building.
extra special, but first I
What?
want to take this moment to thank all of
there you
our
go.
Plus members. Because of them, we're able to do this amazing thing, which is so incredible. Thank you guys so much. If you would like to join and enjoy 20 weekly original shows, amazing hours of live content. I don't know how these guys do it. Join right now at screenjunkies.com/plus. If you use the offer code SJCentral16, you'll get 50% off the annual membership. The best deal we can offer to you. But now...
For real, guys, you won't want to miss
No,
that deal.
it's Mad Max Thunderdome. That's the most frustrating ending.
But
Guys.
now we've got someone special.
Look who's here! Kevin Smith!
Kevin, so great for you to come.
Now, wait, Kevin. Max was very gracious to help fill in here, so thank Max. But Max is a massive fan of yours. We've been doing this little fight, and we have a plan for you.
Give me your hand. Give me your hand.
But I was hoping
Okay.
we could take a moment here before Max leaves and let's thank Max for coming in here.
Yay, Max!
I was hoping a lot of fans want to see you two fight.
I don't want to fight Max, but Max is going to be on the podcast, one of my podcasts. We've been flirting on
We've been
Twitter
trying
for
to do
months.
this for months.
Yes, and I want to sit down and talk to you about your Superman and fucking the movie scripts and stuff. So, are we allowed to curse?
We've been doing it so far. So.
So definitely we'll be doing that. But if you want me to come here and fight him, first let me get to know him as a person and love him, then we'll fight. So I'll bring him to the podcast, get to know him, know his weaknesses, then come to the movie fight.
Kevin,
Well,
I'm not afraid of you.
I want to
I
do
know
a
you're
silly
not,
one.
man.
I'll go right
I want to
now.
put one silly one on. You can say no. I'm putting you on the spot. I know.
Go ahead.
But Max
I
wanted
don't
to
wanna
ask.
pressure him into
I don't
it.
want to pressure. Max wanted to ask best fictional movie band.
Oh, fuck. Good question. Oh, so it's
Just
you
real
asking
quick.
me or we're competing?
He's got one. I'm curious if you have one.
I mean, I'm tempted as the guy who's doing the Buckaroo Banzai series to say Buckaroo Banzai and the Hong Kong Cavaliers. Let me think, though, before I just blurt that. I don't want to be
Do you want him,
self-aggrandizing.
can he tell you his while you think?
Yes.
You ready, Max?
You're fucking Kevin Smith.
No, when I jerk off, I'm fucking Kevin Smith. What is it? What is your favorite, the all-time great movie band?
I would say the best movie band of all time is probably Josie and the Pussycats.
Fucking A. Well done.
Because they're
From the cartoon or from the
movie.
Okay, you
From
like
the-
the movie quite a bit.
I love the movie.
I love that opening song, man. I'm
It's
a
all
rock
of their
star
songs are
queen.
fucking incredible.
Yeah.
6 whole hours. Yeah, no, all of their songs.
You're the only other person that's ever sung that song with me out loud.
You need to meet Seth Green. All of the songs are actual really good songs
Yeah, this is
that
actually
you can
well
listen to
done.
now by Letters to Cleo.
Yeah.
Which is a good band. They're like a real good band.
Letters for Cleo did all those songs?
Yeah, did all their songs.
I had no idea.
And by the way, they regretted doing it apparently afterwards because they were like, those are our big hits. Those should have been our singles.
Yeah, right.
And that movie is so subversive, so much smarter than it needs to be. The way the band is presented, the way the music industry is presented in that movie is a perfect time capsule of that time. And the best thing about it, for me, is that it's like an iconic ideologue of that era of adapting shit. Because they made it better than it needed to be.
That's true.
They didn't do the minimal effort. They made Josie and the Pussycats, of all fucking things, into a good movie.
Fucking A, man.
So
Give it
that's
up for him. He's absolutely right.
Come on, Kevin. There's a better one.
I will. All right. We'll go weird then. Best movie band, Blues Brothers, directed by your dad.
Son of a bitch!
Yes, it's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. I grew up watching and loving that movie. You're adorable when you're like, oh, it's Kevin Smith, but that's how I was and am about your dad. Your dad fueled my childhood. I'd go see movies made by your dad. Blues Brothers, me and my friend Ernie O'Donnell, I was fat, he was little. We were like a bear cub couple and shit like that. I could pull off Jake Blues, put on, I still wear Ray-Bans to this day because of that reason and stuff. Totally. So, watching that whole movie, of course, is let's get the band back together. So we actually watched the band get built. I would argue that you never really see that in many flicks. In Josie and the Pussycats, it begins, and we don't even see their origin story. Like, how the fuck did Tara Reid become their fucking, guitar player, whatever she is? So I would like to, I'm not saying she shouldn't have been, but there's no origin story, at least with Blues Brothers. Even though they had been together, they were split up, and so we get to see the reorganization. It's like a comedy of remarriage that happens to have some of the best fucking music ever played in a movie. Do you love that movie?
Is that the argument we're having? I do love that movie, but I
Great
do have
film.
a small qualm with your argument.
Fire away.
They also are good at getting away from cops. They have magic powers from space.
What, just because of the one car flip?
Yeah, and when he floats up into the air and turns blue.
That's true, fair enough.
The biggest problem with this argument is that the Blues Brothers is not a fictional band.
Oh, excellent point. You
John
win. Fuck.
Belushi and Dan Aykroyd
Are
would
real
perform
people.
live as the Blues Brothers.
True. So, but since you're putting on a character to be in that band, like most bands like perform as themselves, but since you're already putting on a character to perform that song or any of those songs, and then you take those characters and put them in a film, doesn't that still count as fictional band?
I don't think it does because it's a fictional depiction of a real band.
Fair enough.
Josie and the Pussycats is the fictional depiction of a fucking cartoon.
Excellent point. Excellent
But
point.
the characters' names are Jake and Elwood, not John
Why
Belushi.
are you here doing this? Get off the fucking stage!
Shut up, Hal.
Well
But-
done,
but-
Hal. Well, Jersey represent.
But when they were performed on Saturday Night Live, they were identified as John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd, the Blues Brothers.
That's right. You're right about that. But when did they become Jake and Elwood?
The movie.
Was that the first time those characters were named, you
Well,
think?
no, I think they were first
No,
named,
on
like,
the record, because they go...
On the record. Yeah, come on, Elwood. They also only perform covers.
That's true. They never... Oh, my God.
Josie
good
and the
point.
Pussycat are a real cover band.
I'm going to give it up, man. Andy was just like, wait until you meet Max. Like, he fucking knows
Andy
a lot,
is so
dude.
busy doing Pokemon Go that he
Yeah.
has...
I just caught a Pikachu.
You
I'm
gotta
pretty
catch them
sure
all.
Andy was sending a dick pic while we were having that conversation.
It was to Max.
He's like, I'm so bored. Bang.
It was just a picture of me.
But I have to say, I am geeking out right now just watching you two go back and forth.
How
To
good
the
was that?
greatest
That
minds.
the fact he
Three
pulled
pictures
out the
already.
band argument. That's actually pretty
That's
accurate.
so
dude. Smart
cool.
boy.
Wow. All right. Any final closing thoughts? We're going to have the audience help vote.
A vote on that?
Yeah, they're going to vote on your arguments. You've been listening, right? Final thought, Max. No, whoa. Oh, all right. I was leaving you final thoughts. That was the vote?
They're a fictional band from a movie.
All right. You voted for Max. Kevin. That was actually close.
You know what it sounds like? Max got all the millennials. I got all the old people.
You know what it sounded like was let's go Cena. Cena sucks if you watch wrestling. That's
I'm
literally
trying,
what
but
it
texting.
sounded.
Did we hand out cards or not? Yeah. Oh, you have the cards. Let's do the cards.
Oh, shit. It's a
What, this isn't
democratic
real because
vote.
that was too close. Hold up the white side
I'm
for
ready for
Kevin and the black side for Max.
For this cause, I believe in
White
the
for
Blues
Kevin.
Brothers.
I can't see the black. Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
lot
You
of
can't see the
black.
black. What are you, America?
I think
it's Max.
Turn that up again. Turn the lights up. They just
I
went
didn't
away.
know we were going to get
A lot of
political,
black
man.
out there.
I think it's black.
I think it's Max.
Max
I'm
Landis.
black.
I'm
finally
black.
Max Landis. Can we get him a round of applause for Max Landis? Max is going to be at our movie fight tonight at San Diego Comic-Con official room 6DE.
Yes.
9:15. If you're here, please come there, watch it. We have Max, Doug, Zach Stent, some awesome special guests. You're going to watch another movie fights there. Round of applause. Thank you so much for coming, Max.
Thanks,
He's
Max.
talking. I'm excited that that was a geek out moment.
That was geek out moment. I have to say, people on Twitter are so excited. Dizzle says, so great watching Up to My Knees fighting that Kevin Smith. And I saw a great one. Jack Shipley said, seeing them debating movie bands is giving me a nerdgasm.
It gave me one,
Absolutely,
too.
that's the only way
Dan,
to
is that
describe
where you
it.
would have voted?
Yeah. It was the fictional band argument was what would have put it over the top for me. Yeah.
Why didn't they say Gem and the Holograms?
I was going to say Spinal Tap.
Yes, Sing.
Oh, that's a good one.
What about Sing Street, Andy?
Sing
Sing
Street.
Street.
Sing Street.
Sing
Oh,
Street.
yeah.
Sing Street would be good.
By the way, they're brokering a major
They're
deal over
broming.
here.
They
Yeah.
We hooked it
Movers
up.
and shakers.
Screen Junkie Central does it.
I love this.
Deadline
How about another
Hollywood
call
is
out to our
amazing.
sponsor, Mafia 3? Thank you for making this happen.
Yeah.
Yeah!
This is so exciting.
Game of Revenge is bringing together lovers.
Yeah, it's bringing together people.
is.
An amazing packed house tonight.
This
I can't
is
believe
so
how many
good.
people are here. And also watching live on YouTube and
Yes.
Facebook and on SJ Plus. And you can see all our schedule at screenjunkies.com/central. That's where you'll get to see everything that we're doing here. It's incredible over the next few days.
All right, Max, we got it. We got to do this. Good. You guys are gonna connect again. Max, thank you so much. I know
Well
you gotta
done. Give it up
go.
for Max.
That's why I'm getting you out of here because he left like 2 things to come here. A huge round
Yeah,
of applause
done.
for Max Landis.
Give it up for Max.
Yay!
Thank you, Max. Hug it. I gotta give you a hug. You're the best. That was so much fun. You're
Max
awesome.
and
Thank you.
Max and
Kevin!
Give it up for Max. Max and I just made a play date for Vancouver. He's working on a show in Vancouver, Dirk Gently's. And I'm going to go up to direct my second episode of The Flash in September, so we're going to get together then.
There you go.
That's great.
We were making dates. That was like
Love
Tinder
it.
in real
I'm so
life,
glad
man.
It happened, because I knew you
Pretty
two would like
sweet.
each other.
Yeah, it was cool.
Beautiful.
All right, so Kevin.
You were right. You said you're going to like that kid.
I was right. I
Yeah.
know what's up. All right, so Kevin.
Yes.
We're here because of Mafia 3, our sponsor at Screen Junkie Central, and they have a theme of revenge. And I said that earlier, that I wanted you to get some revenge on us, because I felt you were a bit sour last time when you lost to this man, Hal.
I did. I went back and watched the tape, and I was like, you're genuinely shitty about losing a fake fight. Like, you could see my face change color. Like, no, that's wrong, Andy. Like, I'm literally arguing over shit that don't matter. So
I
yeah,
thought-
I was a little sore.
I know you're a busy man, and I'm grateful that you made the time to come here. So I thought it'd be fun if you judged us.
I do it all the time anyway, so I'd love to do it right here.
Max helped with the
I'm always
first
like those
round.
fucking screen junkies. But yes, I would
Max
love
helped
to.
with the first round. We'll carry those points over, but you're
Yes.
going to do the next two, and we have a speed round.
Do I have the...
She does.
You'll
Alicia
be doing
will
all
help
the
you.
categories, and I'll just be
You're
You'll
gonna
weighing
just
judge.
in.
be judging.
Done
So
and
you
done.
can chime in, you can be biased. This is your show now. So I'm dropping the mic. Alicia's got the rounds.
You're
Take
going to go
over.
back to sending dick
I'm gonna
pics and
fight.
shit?
No, I'm fighting.
Oh,
Oh, you're in the fight?
We're fighting.
All right, so it's a
Fantastic.
1-1.
So, Kevin, feel free to be
So
as
far.
aggressive as you like.
Live show. This is
So
gonna work.
far, the points are 1 to Hal, 1 to Dan, 0 to Andy.
Makes sense. Makes absolute sense.
So let's keep going. The question is, who is the best bad guy?
All right, gentlemen, who's the best bad guy?
Best bad guy. Give you a moment to think about it. And
You don't need to think about this. You're
Hal, do you
skilled.
have one?
Is this a belt
I
match?
do.
No,
Oh,
he just
no.
brings them
He
everywhere.
brought it
brings
for
it
show.
to
Yeah,
brag.
I just like to carry him around.
Exhibition purposes only.
Hal, have you got one?
Yes.
Go
The
for it.
best movie bad guy or villain is Hannibal Lecter from Silence of the Lambs. Oh, man, should I have said Vader for the Comic-Con crowd? Okay. No, it's Hannibal Lecter. It's the best actor, okay? For Hannibal Lecter, it's an Academy Award-winning role for Anthony Hopkins. The movie is an Academy Award-winning movie. It's one of the only films where we are more interested in seeing the antagonist than the protagonist, and some of the most classic lines and the greatest acting. I ate his kidney with fava beans. I wrote down this is amazing. You know what you look like to me with your good bag and your cheap shoes. You look like a rube. Like that speech given to Jodie Foster. Anthony Hopkins blows it out of the water, and he's frightening. That guy haunts us. It's such a layered performance. That's the best movie villain of all time.
All right, Dan.
Movie villain, I'm thinking scary. I think if you're gonna have the best movie villain, it's gotta be scary. So you
Quit
gotta be-
stalling.
I'm not. Andy jokes about this. He says you talk for 5 minutes before you say your answer. But you got. I think unrelenting, unstoppable, unreasonable evil. And for me, the worst and the scariest movie villain is the T-1000 from Terminator 2. And let me tell you why he is the best movie villain. It's because it's like Kyle Reese said in the first Terminator movie. You cannot reason with him. You cannot stop him. He is more unstoppable than even the first Terminator. And the first Terminator was terrifying. You can't blow him up. It took almost an act of God to defeat him. And he still might come back. They still kept sending T-1000s. But for me, movie bad guys, most of them you can talk to, you can reason with, you can shoot them, you can stab them, you can do whatever. The T-1000, if he sets your sights on you, he will not stop until you are dead.
Andy.
Heath Ledger's the Joker.
That's it.
I think he's
then.
playing to the judge on that one.
Come on, my guy does basically both your arguments, combine them, award-winning and evil. That's what I heard from each of you. Who's both of those? Heath Ledger and the Joker. This guy, this role of the Joker was already such an amazing villain, and he took it to a place that no one even ever expected it to go, that everyone doubted, and made a comic book movie, a legitimate, award contender, serious drama. It's all because of him. Anybody who says The Dark Knight is the best Batman movie, they're kidding themselves. It's because of that performance. That performance, that role, a terrifying anarchist who didn't give a shit about anything and just wanted to F with Batman, and that whole, it's terrifying, it's hilarious, it's scary, it's the best bad guy, hands down.
Kevin, what do you think about these?
Do I weigh in now?
Yeah, weigh in,
us
but
to
if you
follow
want
up,
to hear
yeah.
anything.
Not for
more,
the final
yeah,
one, but just
follow
kind
up.
of like
I want you to try. Let's let Kevin talk.
Yeah.
cogent arguments made by all. Andy's our most passionate. His face went red while telling that story. So right now, Andy's got a bit of an edge, but you guys can still pull it off.
All right,
Convince
go for
me.
it.
Well,
Convince me.
I would say that the T-1000, that Terminator 2 is one of my favorite action films of all time, but Hannibal Lecter is such a complex villain. He could brutally murder you, cut your face off, wear it as his own, and fucking escape, or he can, like he did to the prison guard.
No, I know.
No, we know. We were scared for you.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to blow a gasket. Or he can cajole you, trick you, lull you into a false sensibility. He can milk you. Yeah, no, he is brutal. He is a brutal cannibal, and he's also a psychological menace. He will be in your nightmares. He will be in your daymares. He's a serial killer. He's locked up in a dungeon with other monsters and murderers. He is what lurks in the darkness and the light because he's a brilliant, eloquent doctor.
Okay.
That sounded
Here's
like
the
the
thing,
Joker,
though.
by the way.
Here's
Give
the
it
thing,
up.
though.
What a performance.
Best movie villain. Again, both of your guys are going to talk you to death. They're both going to sit there and, oh, hello, Clarice. Oh, I want to talk to you about evil. It's just like, shut up. Here's what my guy is.
Oh,
He
shit,
is
we're
a-
getting impressions now, too.
He is. My guy is a killer. He's a stone cold killer. And not only is he a killer, he could be your neighbor, he could be your mom, he could be the floor that you're walking on, he could be the guy next door, the milkman. You don't even know who he is. You don't know what he looks like. I'm running the other way when I see Hannibal Lecter. I'm not going into that mental institution. I'm not going anywhere near the Joker. I don't know why anyone lives in Gotham
You're not
City.
gonna-
Everybody should have moved years ago. This guy could be anybody, and you're not going to know who he
Look,
is until he puts
No,
a knife through your
Hannibal
heart.
Lecter is a doctor. You're going to show up for your doctor's appointment, and then you're going to end up lunch, baby.
Well, that's what you get for not checking Yelp, Hal. You
Look,
got to
you
check
both-
these people out.
There's one guy up here so bad and in a good way that you can't even touch him. Look, all I think when I had T-1000 is that scene in Wayne's World where he goes, "Have you seen this boy?" It's just that is sort of a funny guy. It's cool. It's creepy. It's
Oh,
the
come
CGI
on,
doesn't hold up.
Andy.
It's creepy, but it's not Joker creepy. It's not Lecter creepy. It's cool effects. It's a guy just running.
Yeah.
There's nothing terrifying to me about
Not
Robert Patrick and those
true.
ears. It's
Not
just not
true.
that terrifying. It's terrifying because of the movie and James Cameron. I don't think the T-1000.
I'll tell you why
Hey, wait,
Hannibal
wait,
Lecter
wait,
is
hold on.
superior
It's
to the
terrifying
Joker.
because of the
I got-
movie and James Cameron? What does that even mean?
I'm just
It's
saying the
terrifying
character.
because it's terrifying.
No, I'm
It's an
saying it's the
effect.
direction.
It's an
not the
effect.
character.
It's an
It's a
effect.
character. Yes, it's an effect. And it's
I'll tell you why
Hold on,
Lecter
look.
is superior to the Joker.
Lecter has been in a million bad movies. Hannibal, Red Dragon.
Oh,
This-
and there
if
haven't
we-
been bad Batman
Not
movies?
tell me a bad Heath Ledger Joker, because Hannibal Lecter as the character, and those movies are connected, aren't
Oh,
nearly as
but
scary.
Anthony Hopkins
Hannibal
wasn't
sucked.
in all of those. And I'll tell you another thing. Manhunter was the first movie to feature the serial killer, this story. And that was an indie film that did not have a lot of fame and box office. But then
Hannibal-
Silence of the Lambs came along and spawned, 2-3 sequels after that,
Yes.
a television
and it became
series.
a parody of himself.
No, but
It
you
wasn't
wouldn't
scary.
have that. I'm talking about Silence. I'm talking about one movie. You're talking
you're
about
talking
one
about a
movie.
character.
You guys are all talking about the legacy of your characters.
Yeah.
Why is yours any more terrifying than mine?
I'm
giving you
talking
why
about
mine
the-
is the
Because
most
the
terrifying
Joker is
and
the
evil.
most unpredictable. I feel like the T-1000 is
Bat-
predictable. Even Hannibal Lecter to an
Let
extent.
me
he
finish
just
my
wants
point.
to talk.
Batman, you'll always have Batman. You would not have the Silence of the Lambs franchise and what continued from it without the performance of Anthony Hopkins as the most charismatic, frightening, complex, best villain
Put
of all
Heath
time.
Ledger in that sentence, and the same thing holds true.
No, it's not true because Heath Ledger's Joker was in an
T-1000
established
out.
franchise.
It's between me and you.
No,
I think.
no, you do that all the time, Andy. You need to cut that shit out. That doesn't fly. Things don't just happen because you say
He's
it's
convinced.
that way.
You've convinced the
But,
judge.
Dan, if you do want to take a water break or something right now, that would be okay.
No, you got two guys talking about the legacy of their films and the legacy and the performances. And the question is, who's the best movie villain? And I'm sitting here explaining why my guy is the worst, scariest, toughest, most hard to defeat, scariest, worst villain. And they're
All
talking
right.
about the performances and the actors and the thing and the legacy.
Loud
It's like,
noises.
Yours has the coolest
Loud
effect.
noises!
Okay,
Are you saying that to
Kevin.
me?
I did.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
Uh,
She can say it.
Kevin,
Is
what
it
do you?
time
what
to
do you
level
think?
judgment?
You gotta somehow judge.
I'm
that.
ready to do this. In the first round of arguments, hands down, Andy had me. Your passion is almost won the game, but the logic of Hannibal Lecter being the scariest, worst, what are you calling it? Movie villain? Which one? Scariest?
The best bad guy.
The best bad guy. Didn't hold up when the Joker was thrown into the mix, but your passion took it to the top, man. I would have you argue anything for me. My wife could catch me cheating in front of her, and I'd be like, hold on, he'll tell you about it. And I think you could fucking convince her otherwise. But when we went into the second round, Dan fucking really pulled it out by pointing out one simple thing. He could be a floor. There's
What,
nothing.
you got Dan's balls in your mouth, Kevin?
Yes. Because I too was floored. It was such a perfect response. You can't argue with that. Like at the end of the day, you can run from Hannibal Lecter, you can run from the Joker. You run into a room, close the door, you're like, whew. Then the floor comes out. So we got to give it up to the T1000. T1000.
That's why he's the champ. Am I right?
Yeah.
It's a good argument. It's an excellent argument. You can't run from the fucking floor, kids.
So that's Dan with 2 points, Hal with 1, Andy still 0. Have to
You
say
were
lots
close
of,
too, man. On the first argument, I was like, Andy's going to
He's
get up
good.
on the board.
That floor was, I was hoping you didn't hear that. It was a good argument.
I heard the floor. You knew it was over when he brought up
You
the
know
floor.
why I always pick Dan?
That's true, good point.
He's the champ for a reason. A lot of people on Twitter saying, what about Hans Gruber?
He came
He was,
on.
Best bad guy.
I would say that was best performest
Best
by a bad
performance,
guy,
yeah.
but not maybe best
I
performance.
thought of one as we were talking. Also, Javier Bardem as Anton Chigurh.
Yeah.
Hans
He's pretty damn
Landa
awesome.
from Inglourious Bastards, I almost picked. So great.
And then Trevor Jones was disappointed people didn't pick. What's in the box? Kevin Spacey for you, Kevin
yeah.
Smith.
True, I could have referenced that.
Dope.
Kevin
Play for you.
Spacey, yeah, I mean, Kevin Spacey, cool villain, but like he comes in so late in the movie, and although the whole movie's predicated on his acts,
Yeah.
since he turns himself in, even though it is like just to give him a head in a box, he never feels that threatening to me. Oddly enough, calculated. The only threat that I saw in Spacey's character was like, I gotta read all these fucking notebooks. Like there were a lot of notebooks that seemed threatening, but other than that, he didn't seem that scary to me.
But it's a great name for an SJ Plus show. Yeah,
Fantastic.
really, really good. Okay, we're moving on to the next round, and this round is rated M for mature, just like our sponsor, Mafia 3. So the question is, best use of profanity in a movie?
Good guest judge for this.
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah.
Sorry, kids. We're going to curse. Who's going first?
All
Me?
right, Andy, do you have one?
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Woo!
It's the best use of single use vocabulary or movie?
Best use of a car. Are we all saying our lines first?
Yeah, say your lines. Dan, what's yours?
I'm so happy I get to say this is from my favorite movie. Smile, you son of a bitch, from Jaws.
Nice.
Al?
Get away from her, you bitch!
All right, Andy, you're up
Aliens.
first.
Pretty good
Go for it.
polls.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker just sets up such an amazing tone. He uses it in such a, I mean, the dynamic between John McClane and Hans Gruber, I think is one of the best especially in action films ever. The two of them going toe to toe is just so good. And when he's on that walkie and you're doing that scene together, and then he just rattles that off, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. It's just perfect. It's this perfect use of script, of catchphrase, of using the F word in a way that just is effective, and then spawns its own yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon, because they don't even try they can't say fuck on TV, but you still figure out a way to say it sort of on TV because you have to, because it's just that good. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker is just one of those feelings and things that you just have to say that I think just exudes one of the best action movies ever and just one of the best action catchphrases ever.
Dan?
I almost picked that, but I went with, I think this line, "Smile, you son of a bitch," is kind of the progenitor of all of them, because Jaws is, I just saw, coincidentally, I saw this in a theater last week on 35 millimeter for the first time.
Beautiful
It's a
way to see it.
41-year-old movie.
Yeah.
And still, that line, "Smile, you son of a bitch," and he shoots him and the shark explodes. People still laugh and clap and cheer and stand up. And that line is such a release for the audience, because the last 45 minutes of that movie are such a pressure cooker. And it just gets worse and worse and worse. And you don't know if they're going to make it out. You don't know if they're going to win. And when he says that and that shark blows up, that is like one of the best moments in movie history. And I'm not a historian. I think that was the birth of the action movie one-liner. I think that line was the birth of your yippee-ki-yay motherfuckers and your "get away from her, you bitch." I think that was the first modern action movie one-liner. I think people saw the reaction to that and started doing it more. And it still gets a rise out of me. I love that line so much. And it's a great capper to that movie. It ends that movie on such a high note.
All right, Hal.
"Get away from her, you bitch," comes at a moment where everything hangs in the balance. Sigourney Weaver is trying to save Newt's life. The mother alien, the queen alien, is about to make lunch out of this little girl, and then the door opens, and there she is in that goddamn futuristic robot tractor thing, and we're like, no, what the F is about to happen? And then that line signals shit is on like Donkey Kong. Oh, just as far as flipping the switch in a movie and shifting gears and telling you, you better hold on to your fucking hat, motherfucker. That line is so perfect, and it's in the most dramatic moment.
All right, before the counter arguments, what are your thoughts so far, Kevin?
It's down to 2 in my head. I don't want to
Okay.
say who it's down to, because they could still turn it around. Just like last round, I had already picked 2, but suddenly everything got turned around. But I'll be honest with you, fucking the easy win would have been "What the fuck is the internet?" from Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Yeah.
I would have been like, "You're the winner," instantly. Nobody played to the judge. What a shame. But everyone's still in the running, so let's go to defenses.
Go for
Well,
it.
I just got a problem with bitch. It's just, when we're talking profanity,
Oh, come on.
Hey, ladies, does
Bitch.
anyone here like
bitch
being
is
called
a bad
bitch?
word, I get it. But you can say it on TV. You can say it on TV. Profanity, we're here, we're getting dirty. We're here with the man who's the best at writing dirty. Come on. Yippee-ki-yay, mother.
Is that what they'll say about me when I'm dead? He was good at writing dirty, I guess.
It's just, the F word, it just is stronger, and it's hard to use that right. And when you can use the F word right in an effective way that can really make it matter, I just think I gotta argue semantics, Dan, because these are great lines. You're giving me like, what the? It's like, it's called movie fights. And I gotta fight, you had any words you could have picked. You could use any F word, you could have gone anywhere. And you both just picked, I think they're strong lines, but we're talking about curse word scenes in movies. I just think you gotta go a little extreme with it. And I don't think either of those has an effective tools that, and I still think the dynamic in mine is it's more quotable than both yours.
But here's the thing. That is one of 15 great lines that Bruce Willis has in that movie.
It's the one everyone
Come on to
says.
the coast, we'll get together, have a few laughs. That's funny. That's another line. It's such a well-written movie, such a well-written character. That's a great line from Die Hard. I don't think it's the
I
best
bet you half
line.
the people in this audience didn't even know what line your movie was from until you told them.
What? See, first you argue semantics, then you're arguing with our words. It sounds like you don't have an argument for yours, so you're just going to go with little ticky-tack arguments.
No,
to
I
try
just
to get
think
the
you
win.
had to say what movie it was for a lot of people
I'm saying that
watching.
mine's the best because it's the best use in the movie. It's the most effective. It releases the pressure valve of that movie. It is one of the best moments in movie history. They're both quotable, but I think mine is the best use of it because it's not something that's in the rest of the movie. And you got Brody, who's kind of this tightly wound guy, and he's like kind of this mild-mannered guy, and he's so pissed off. He hates the water. He didn't want to go out in this stupid boat, and this goddamn shark will not go after him. He's finally like, "Smile, you son of a bitch," and blows him in half. That's so great.
But I would say there's not as much tension right there. We know the movie's about to end. We know he's about to
Agreed.
kill the shark.
You don't know
Okay.
that. You do not know that.
Oh, you know that he's about to execute the plan and kill the shark.
You don't know that.
Oh, you know it.
No.
But in Aliens, it's such a tense moment. There's still
The alien's not going to lose in Aliens?
And it is in
on.
the third
It is-
act,
you're
Hal.
arguing-
It is
they
at the end of
completely
the
It ends
movie.
with the Queen Alien turning to the camera going like, well, I took care of her.
But yours comes before the last button, the last moment. Mine comes before this climactic battle is about to be unleashed. And we don't know what's going to happen. Is Ripley going to die saving Newt? Is the alien going to put a baby in Ripley like she does? Who knows? Is she gonna let one of those face suckers on Newt? You don't know what's gonna happen, but you do know that Ripley has emerged and she's telling the most disgusting, gruesome, the xenomorph. I mean, one of the most gruesome creatures we've ever seen on film, and what a creative creation that is. And the mother alien, amazing. She's telling that.
Hey, Hal, come on.
I feel like we're in Aliens. I'm like, Ripley, let up. You're just grinding metal now.
Yeah, well, she tells one of the most gruesome creatures ever, get away from her, you bitch. And it's just so cool calling that
bitch?
mother alien that.
I have to say, Hal, there's already been so many great screenshots of you just bursting out of your skin.
He's
doing
like the
these
king of
arguments.
the gifts after today, man, because he's like,
He's going to pop a vein over there. But what do you think, Kevin?
time to weigh in?
Time to weigh in.
And
Give me
activate the audience, too. Don't forget. They have voting cards if you want to help them.
Oh,
Yeah.
fair enough, if I need them. The name of the category is what specifically? I want to make sure of the language here.
It is the best use of profanity in a movie.
Okay, so the argument's about where it happens, vis-a-vis, mine happens before the fight, mine happens after the fight. That's irrelevant. It's just the best use of profanity in a movie, single line. Three wonderful candidates. I hear the argument that like bitch is not a curse word, but it is to a lot of people. Now not so much anymore. Now it's colloquial. Hey, what's up, bitch? But back in the day, when they made fucking Jaws, nobody was like, what's up, bitch? Like they were like, holy shit, that's a dirty word. But he was allowed to get away with it because, as Dan pointed out, big tense moment. I love that line. I love get away from her, you bitch. But I feel like it owes its life to smile, you son of a bitch. I think Dan won this argument by pointing out whether or not it's true or not, it may be the birth of the action one-liner in Jaws to say that. We don't get to yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. And you know I love the word motherfucker, so it was hard not to pick you, Andy, but you are representing a Bruce Willis film, so fuck that.
It's fair. I knew that might
Ultimately,
happen.
though, it was the argument that swayed me, which is true. We don't get to that line. We don't get to that line unless Brody says, smile, you son of a bitch, and then bam, we're off to movie history. So I think this round goes to Dan.
Dan gets the point.
Dan gets it. I think that means I'm out.
So yes, Dan has 3 points. Hal has 1. Andy 0. Thank you for playing.
An honor to play.
But now you get to help judge when it comes to the speed
Well,
round.
no, Kevin's in charge. But let's do a speed round,
Yeah.
shall we?
I have to say, a lot of people on Twitter, speaking of motherfuckers, are saying, like, I've had it with these motherfucking snakes and this motherfucking plane.
Oh, shit.
That's a
That's
great
great.
one.
Yeah.
That might have won. That might have won the round, man.
Yeah.
That's a line that was literally written by the public and then wound up in the movie. That's how
Well, just
powerful
like I'm
it is.
Juggernaut, right?
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. It's another one, yeah.
All
All right,
right,
where
let's get
to?
to the speed round. There's a couple of questions. You guys know how this works. I'm going to be timing
Yes,
this
indeed.
one. So I will say question. You guys have 15 seconds each to count your argument, and then 5 seconds rebuttal. The first question is best live action talking animal movie. Say your choices. Talking about the best.
Babe.
Babe.
You dug deep for that one, but well done. That'll do, pig.
Dan.
Live action talk.
Live action
You
talking
want to say
animal
Kangaroo
movie.
Jack, but don't do it.
I would give up the point before I did that.
Good point.
The only one that popped in my head was Homeward Bound, The Incredible Journey, which I loved when I was a kid.
There it
Okay,
is. We got
Hal?
2 contenders.
We're ready and go.
Babe is a beautiful film and a great story. James Cromwell, who plays the farmer, and owner of Babe, gives a wonderful performance. And Babe has so much heart. It really has moral compass to it, and it's a film that teaches kids
Ding.
and adults.
Time's up. Okay, Dan.
Yeah, Babe's a great movie, but Homeward Bound was one that I loved when I was a kid. The animals are so compelling, they don't even have to move the mouths. They can just put voices over pictures of the animals, and people still love those animals. You got Donna Michi and Sally Field and Michael J. Fox. It's a great journey. It's the classic story of the journey home. Who doesn't love that story? It's such a good story. I like Babe. It's a cute story. This is a classic tale. It's one that
Ding.
generations love.
Okay, rebuttal, Hal.
I mean, Homeward Bound is like a repeat of Milo and Otis. It's a genre full of repetition. Babe is such a unique. We've
Ding.
never seen that story.
Dan.
Dare you, sir? Homeward Bound is nothing like Milo and Otis. It is a much better movie. They're both good movies, but this one cuts deep.
Ding.
You get
Okay, Kevin.
Feeling it? Well, I gotta tell you, the Milo and Otis really fucked you over, man. I was on the verge with Homeward Bound. I was like, it was kind of like Milo and Otis, wasn't it? We gotta give it up for Babe, man. That pig moved his mouth.
Woo! Hal gets the point. So we've got Dan at 3, Hal at 2. Anyone's game.
Oh, like you
Let's
could
move
steal.
into the second question in the speed round. Okay, this is a good one. These two movies are playing on cable. Which do you watch? Mallrats or Dogma?
Mallrats.
You owe each other a Coke. You jinxed each other to death. All I can hear is I fucking hate my Dogma.
Yeah, I think Hal said that slightly quicker.
Dogma. It's like 49:51. It's fine.
Okay, ready? Hal?
So it's I got
Mallrats. And go.
There's so much to love about Mallrats. You have Ben Affleck, you have Stan Lee, and you have your youth, and you have Mr. Motherfucking Kevin Smith. Oh my God. That movie, it's about something we can all relate to. Growing up, finding yourself,
Ding.
and hanging out.
Did he say anything?
Sort of.
You have all of those things you have in Mallrats. You've got Affleck. You have Mr. Kevin Smith. I raised you an Alan Rickman. I raised you a Matt Damon. I raised you all the amazing questions about theology and a poop monster in the same movie. I raised you Alan Rickman going, what are you going to do? Hit me with that fish, which is one of my favorite line deliveries in any movie ever. I love the...
Ding! Okay, Hal, rebuttal.
How could one possibly speak ill of a Kevin Smith movie in this rebuttal? But I will say Mallrats is the more focused, contained, better film than
Ding.
Dogma.
I think that you get the fun of Mallrats, but you get the great questions in a deeper level with Dogma, and you have Carlin, and you have a great cast. You got all the cast from Mallrats, and so much more in Dogma. They're both great. I
Ding.
love Dogma. Wow, that was a good one.
It's tough.
Said it.
This is like a Sophie's Choice right here, man. Both arguments were great. I believe with both of your arguments. Kevin Smith, wonderful filmmaker, but there can be only one. And I honestly think that the argument that not only do we get more Rickman in Mallrats than we ever got, 100% more Rickman in Dogma, we also got a pretty decent Alan Rickman impression out of that argument.
Woo!
But I'm in the middle of making Mallrats the series right now. I gotta go with Mallrats.
Yay! Hal gets the point. So now we are 3 for 3.
3 for 3, so
This
we have a
is the
dramatic
tiebreaker.
tie.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Dramatic tiebreaker, and this
When
goes
screen
with...
junkies collide.
Is this it?
Amazing.
Is this the
Well,
last one,
this
or
is
no?
the last one, and
Okay.
this goes with our theme of revenge. So this is a bit of a tricky one to do in the short amount of time, but I believe in you guys. Pitch your Chewbacca's revenge story.
Oh, that's tremendous. Who's going first?
Give him an extra 10 seconds.
Yeah, I'll give you.
Do you want me
yeah,
to pitch
give you
mine
30
while they're
seconds.
waiting?
Oh,
Yes, go for
Well,
it.
No,
yeah,
it's
I
I don't
guess.
want to. They might have fucking cool ideas.
Well,
but
I'd rather hear that. We'll give him another question.
Yeah.
No, I didn't have one. I just make it up and shit. Probably have some fucking sex thing
I
going
got
on.
Dan,
one, too.
all right, Dan's got it.
All right.
20, how much
All
we're
right,
putting?
Hal,
got
we're going to
one.
give you 30 seconds. Ready, set, go.
Okay, so this is the story. It takes place before Episode 4. It takes place before A New Hope. There's a line on the Millennium Falcon when they're playing chess against Chewie when he says, that's because they don't pull your arms out of your socket when they lose. That came from Chewie's revenge story because who messed up his planet of Kashyyyk? It was the clones and the droids. I want Chewbacca going nuts through a clone droid, just ripping droids apart. And that's how Han Solo knows that he rips droids' arms out of their sockets when he loses, because he went
Ding.
nuts on
All
those
right.
droids.
That's the best I can do. Sorry. Chewbacca wants revenge because fucking Kylo Ren killed his best friend. Chewbacca is gonna kill Kylo Ren. How? Sneaking in. How's he gonna sneak in? Everyone knows Chewbacca. No one knows shaved Chewbacca. Chewbacca fucking shaves his body. Who the fuck is that? I don't know.
Ding.
Hal, you just ruined Star Wars, Hal.
I
You
just
ruined
killed
Star Wars.
Kylo Ren. I just killed Kylo
Okay,
Ren.
Dan, go for it.
I mean,
And Kylo Ren ain't gonna expect it
Al,
because
time's
Chewbacca's gonna
up.
be one ugly motherfucker.
Dan.
that's a great fan fiction story, Hal, but you just ruined the new trilogy that millions of hours have been put into meticulously planning. You're gonna shave Chewbacca
Fuck
and have
yes.
him kill Kylo Ren?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Hal,
Say it like Mark Wahlberg.
Hal,
What?
go for it.
Oh, all day, son. I don't know quite what your story was. He wants revenge for one thing, for Kylo Ren killing Han Solo, right? Yes. So this is my Chewbacca revenge fantasy, and my Chewbacca revenge fantasy, independent from the rest of the films.
Ding.
Dang.
Ding, 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 ding. What a fight, Kevin. What do you think?
Wow, it comes down to this, Kevin.
It's this one's sadly it's just good, sad for one person, bad for good for another. It's a pretty easy call. I think we all heard the movie that we want to see. A shaved, circumcised-looking Chewbacca, so hell-bent for revenge that he'll let you see his chewy dick taking all his hair off. Little red thing popping out, man. We gotta give it up to Hal. Hal wins that
Hal
one.
wins. Woo!
Oh, wow, Kevin, how was that?
Thrilling, dude. Thrilling. Like, honestly, it's fun to argue, but it's fun to kind of sit outside it. And you really have to use the wisdom of Solomon to figure out who the fuck is more right in the situation. Because really, it's just degrees of righteousness. There's no wrong here, right? It's just like it's opinion. So, like, that's right, but that's more right, you know? And that you get to shift people over the line. There were a few times where I was like, oh, it's clearly him. And then I was like, no, it's clearly him.
Shifts, right?
It's fucking dope. Like, in terms of, like, a sport where you don't sweat that much, like, I enjoy it, you know? It's competitive and stuff.
I think I'm out of a job, right? This guy was awesome at that.
Jesus, yeah.
What have you? We got a couple minutes before we got. I just want to make. Is there anything you got going on that we can talk about, or anything you want to drop
Nothing,
here
nothing.
for
Well,
our
I'll
fans?
tell you why I was late. I was doing an interview, and I don't want to sound braggy and shit, but we were doing an interview for the show we're doing, Geeking Out, which starts airing on Sunday night on AMC after Preacher. So we talked to Seth and Evan and Dominic and Garth about Preacher for like 25, 30 minutes. And I got to blow the boys up because you get in this business, like I've known Seth for a while, but like I haven't seen him in a long time. He works consistently. I watch the things he makes consistently and shit like that. So we don't necessarily see one another all the time. So I hadn't seen him in a bit, and I was able to blow him up and be like, dude, most people get their foot in the door of this business, take care of themselves. You know, right away they're like, I want to make my shit. I'm doing me and stuff. And they don't want to let out the secret of how they got there because they don't want competition. Most creators have their heads firmly lodged up their own asses where it's like, oh, it's my world, my invention. Those cats made their dreams come true, like right up to the point where they're writing, directing the movies they want to make and see and stuff. But then they helped other people. Like Preacher had a long road to get to any screen whatsoever. At one point, Rachel Talalay was attached to direct a version, and Garth Ennis was like, can you and Scott Mosier, my producing partner, can you guys help us get this made? Can we put your names on it? I said, if that helps at all, put our names all over it. It did not help at all, man. And then people like Sam Mendes tried to make it as well, and he couldn't fucking get it there. But these two fucking Canadian kids who
so
years
nice,
ago,
too.
they're so sweet, and years ago they read the book, and they're like, this would be so awesome. I asked Seth today, I was like, what, like, does it feel like you closed the circle? And he goes, I just did it because I would have been so pissed if somebody else did it and fucked it up. So, like, they made sure that they brought it to the screen. Instead of just like, hey, we're going to do yet another one of our things, they diversified their portfolio, helped Garth Ennis finally bring a really fucking excellent creation to a different medium. It was a Preacher will always exist on the printed form, and it's wonderful, and you can enjoy it that way. But for years, those of us, like, I bought that book off the rack when I was a kid and stuff. To be able to turn on the TV and have that show pop up, as a comic book fan who for years was like, man, I wish they'd do fucking Preacher or something like that. It's the noble work. I was like, you guys are doing the noble work. Not only are you making cool flicks for yourselves, but you're helping other people make cool projects. Like, that's the thing. Anybody ever gets in, help other people get in. Don't get in and close the fucking door. It's a shitty way to do it. Get in and start pulling everybody up with you, even people that didn't necessarily believe in you in the first place, because you never know where some cool idea is going to come from. I assure you, it's not going to come from people who've been in the party for a long time, like me. I've been around for a long fucking time. I can't say anything new that people don't fucking haven't heard already. I'm like, hey, I suck dick. They're like, we heard that in Mallrats. Like, you know, I got no new jokes. If you bring in new voices and shit like that, suddenly there's a better chance we're all going to watch something that we enjoy. It's a shame when it's always the same people over and over making shit. I like that because that means I get a job. But diversity is what brings you new things that you'd never seen before. Those two Canadian kids brought us Preacher, one of the most quintessential American comic books, written by a guy from another country, no less. So cool. You never know where it's going to fucking come from, but if you ever get in, if you get a little bit of degree of success where you feel safe enough to be like, oh shit, I could stop climbing and looking backwards, I've made it to some degree, first thing you got to do is reach down, fucking pull somebody else up with you, and that's what they did. So it was really, really sweet.
That's
well,
awesome.
I would say thank you for helping us here, too. You're showing up here all the time and doing so nice to us. Thank you so much. How crazy is this?
Yeah.
Having Kevin here, you've been so kind to us, so thank you for pulling us up, too.
Yeah.
Thanks for having
me. And thank all of you. Please stick around. We have a message, but I want to thank Kevin Smith, and I want to thank all of you at home. Do we have anything else we need to end on?
I want to thank Mafia 3 for helping us put this fight on today. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Kevin. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Thank you, everybody at home. Audience here, stay, but thank you at home for watching. We're leaving the stream. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Movie fights!
Thanks again to Mafia 3 for sponsoring this episode. To watch our previous show, click the box to the left. And to see everything from Screen Junkie Central, click the box to the right.